35 News starts now with breaking news.
Breaking from overnight, a massive manhunt comes to an end.
I'm thrilled to announce that this search warrant has resulted in the arrest of Othel Wallace.
The man accused of shooting a Daytona Beach police officer in the head arrested more than 400 miles away near Atlanta. Busted.
What he said was, "You guys know who I am, you know what I'm capable of, and it could have been a lot worse."
Acting brash, but hiding in a treehouse. Fox 35 with live team coverage tonight from all the hot spots. David Puglisi in DeKalb County, Georgia, where that raid went down. Vicky Carr is live at Halifax Health, where Officer Jason Rayner shows promising signs of a recovery. And Stephanie Buffamonte has boots on the ground in Daytona, where the community can finally breathe a sigh of relief as news of the arrest is heard around the state. Now, all are hoping and praying for the road to recovery for the police officer. Fox 35 News starts right now. Good evening and welcome. I'm Andrea Jackson. A nationwide search that lasted 3 days has finally come to an end. FBI agents and detectives capturing Othel Wallace, the man accused of shooting a Daytona Beach police officer in the head and taking off, hoping to never be found again. But overnight, police found their man, cuffing him in police officer Jason Rayner's own handcuffs. Tonight, Othel Wallace is behind bars waiting to be sent back to Daytona Beach, where he will learn his fate. This is his new mugshot. Authorities from Georgia sent us after he was booked into jail this afternoon. Fox 35 is bringing you live team coverage tonight. We begin with Dave Puglisi. He is joining us live from DeKalb County, Georgia, where Wallace was captured early this morning. Dave.
Yeah, Andre, out here is the county jail where Wallace is being held. That massive multi-state investigation led authorities here to DeKalb County. Daytona Beach police say that Othel Wallace was found in a treehouse on a 3-acre property in DeKalb. They say the property is associated with a black national paramilitary group called NFAC, a group Wallace has ties to. Wallace faces a charge of attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. More charges are expected.
In the treehouse with Wallace was multiple flashbangs, rifle plates, body armor, 2 rifles, 2 handguns, and several boxes of ammunition. He actually did make a statement. What he said was, "You guys know who I am, you know what I'm capable of, and it could have been a lot worse." That was his statement.
A Daytona police officer was on scene as the arrest occurred. He used Officer Jason Rayner's handcuffs on Wallace. Wallace is expected to be extradited back to Daytona Beach, although a date for that has not been set. In DeKalb County, Georgia, Dave Puglisi, Fox 35 News.
Dave, thank you. The news of Wallace's arrest hit home with many of those in law enforcement because of the intense measures taken to capture the suspect. Multiple agencies worked together over the past 3 days searching for Wallace and executing the capture of Wallace overnight. Security experts tell us they had to take calculated measures to come up with a plan.
High-risk warrant specialists, tactical individuals, in addition to your rank and file, also highly trained police personnel. It's a layered effect. And you send in the more, shall we say, combat-ready groups to come in there, and then once the area is clear, everybody else comes in.
Wallace was found on a property connected to a black militant group. Coming up at 5:30, Fox 35's Matt Tressa investigates this extremist group known as NFAC. Our live team coverage continues in Volusia County. Fox 35's Vicky Carr joining us live outside Halifax Health Center in Daytona Beach. Vicky.
Hey, Andrea. Well, today we heard from Chief Jakari Young. He gave us an update, and he did tell us that Officer Rayner has showed some positive signs of improvement. Now, he's been here at Halifax Health for nearly 3 days now. We do know that he went into surgery earlier this week, but the chief has said that he faces a long road to recovery and has asked for continued prayers from the community. Take a listen to his latest update from this morning's press conference.
From his condition right now, they feel comfortable moving forward with more testing because they've determined that he's now strong enough to endure more testing. So as of right now, his outlook is it is improving. It's a positive one.
And ahead in our late newscast, the doctor gives us some insight on what his recovery could look like. Reporting live tonight in Daytona Beach, Vicki Carr, Fox 35 News.
Vicki, thank you. The outpouring of support for Officer Jason Rayner continues to grow. A GoFundMe has been set up to raise money for his medical bills. More than $213,000 have been raised so far. It was created only a day ago. Law enforcement agencies from around the nation have also shared their well wishes and prayers for Officer Jason Rayner. Our team coverage continues tonight in Daytona Beach, where Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte is joining us live right now. Stephanie, a big outpouring of support tonight for Officer Rayner.
Yes, all week long, the community has been showing their support for this officer. And I just spoke with the mayor of Daytona Beach within the last hour. He tells us that this arrest helps them to focus on showing that support and sending their prayers to the officer and his family. I want you to take a look at this video on your screen. You could see yesterday Daytona Beach Jeep community came together for a parade for the officer. The Jeep Beach organization helped put the event together. The woman behind the parade says she learned Officer Rayner is a part of the car club himself. Hundreds of people met at One Daytona, then drove down to Halifax Health, where the young officer is fighting for his life. And earlier this week, the community came together for a prayer at Halifax Health for the officer. Take a listen to what the mayor had to say following today's arrest.
Well, it really means that any dissonance that we have as a community that's associated with him and his capture can be abated. We don't have to focus on him so much. Our attention can now just turn to Officer Rayner and Jason's full recovery. Our prayers, our thoughts, everything simply turns to him, which is where we wanted our energy in the first place after he committed this horrific crime.
Now, in a press conference earlier today, the police chief said that this community support has meant the world to the officer's mom and sister, who have been by his side at the hospital. Reporting live in Daytona Beach, Stephanie Buffamonte, Fox 35 News.
Stephanie, thank you. Our local officials are taking time to tweet about Wallace's arrest and booking. Governor DeSantis and Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood expressed their reaction in posts early this morning, and the Daytona Beach Police Chief Jakari Young announced his arrest over Twitter. Depend on Fox 35 News as we learn more about this breaking update. We will be monitoring the situation around the clock. You can always turn to fox35orlando.com and the Fox 35 News app for any updates. Turning now to another major developing story tonight, the desperate search for survivors continues in Miami Beach, where a condo collapsed. There are still 159 people missing and 4 confirmed deaths. Fox 35's Lauren Blanchard brings us the latest.
Officials here are holding out hope as the search for survivors enters day 3. Crews are working around the clock to find anyone still trapped in what remains of the 12-story building.
Our top priority now continues to be search and rescue. We're looking for people alive in the rubble. That is our priority.
Search and rescue teams are using dogs, infrared, and heavy equipment looking for any potential pockets in the rubble where someone could still be alive. A fire smoldering underneath the wreckage has been hindering their efforts.
As we continue removing debris, the smoke has been picking up. As I stated earlier, we're also dealing with a deep-seated fire, smoldering fire, but obviously producing a large amount of smoke.
A newly released report from an engineering consulting firm found major structural damage to the building back in 2018. The report found water damage from the pool deck had severely deteriorated several concrete slabs beneath the building. A lawyer for the building's condo board says major repairs were in the works for this year. Now there are concerns about the condo's sister building right down the street.
It was built at the same time with the same designer, and I know they are considering potentially evacuating them.
Investigators have yet to determine an official cause for the building collapse. They say the process could take months. In Surfside, Florida, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Lauren, thank you. Fox 35 reporter Alina Shirazi is in Miami tonight for us. Coming up at 5:30, we will hear from families who are desperately searching for their loved ones. Turning now to weather, let's take a live look outside right now at downtown Orlando. Thunderstorms have been popping up all around Central Florida today. The June gloom continues here in Orlando. Our Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Kristen Giannis is tracking it all for us right here in the Fox 35 Storm Center. It's just been kind of a dreary week, hasn't it?
Yeah, we got a lot of rain today. Some spots just southeast of the DeLand Airport picked up 4 inches of rain. Yeah, and that's just as of 4 o'clock. So yeah, it's much needed rain, but again, we're going to continue to track these showers and storms as we continue to go through our evening hours. Now tomorrow, the good news is as we look ahead, we're going to start to see the rain chance going down. So we'll get a little bit of a break. Good evening, everyone. I'm filling in for Allison Gargaro tonight. I do want to show you the Fox 35 Storm Team radar as we roll you on through the weather radar. You can see some heavier showers up in Flagler County. And then as we head towards Volusia County, we're still seeing that rain, everything coming in again from the Atlantic, pushing over towards Central Florida. And as we get into the evening hours, things will start to wind on down. I do want to take you through the forecast here as we go through the Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar. You can see what we're talking about. Right now, we're still seeing some heavier rain moving over I-95 in Flagler, and then everything is pushing really towards the west and northwest. This is a look down in Volusia County, everything moving over towards Lake Helen, DeLand, some scattered showers, some heavier downpours still as we take you into Seminole County. East of Lake Jessup. You can see over State Road 46, some heavier rain coming down, and then Brevard County right over towards Port Canaveral. You guys are going to be seeing some rain again here in a little bit. Now, as we go through the later hours tonight, we're going to start to see some of that activity winding down. Temperatures right now, we're looking at warm and muggy conditions, still pretty warm out there. If we look at Central Florida, 77 degrees right now in Orlando, 76 degrees in Ocala, 81 along the coast in Titusville. We have 81 degrees up in Palm Coast, 82 degrees right now in Daytona Beach, 79 degrees in Kissimmee, and 83 degrees in Melbourne. Coming up, I'm going to talk more about what you can expect for tomorrow and the rain chance, what it's looking like as we go back to work next week. I'm going to send it back to you, Andrea.
Kristen, thank you. Still ahead on Fox 35 News, more breaking stories from around Central Florida. 4 teenagers are facing serious charges after opening fire at a party. Plus, Epcot is getting a brand new fireworks show. What we know so far about the new display.